Welcome back. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make basic animations like running, walking, jumping and punches. The main point of this video is to teach you how most animators plan and make their animations. These may be basic animations, but they are certainly the most important things you can start from, and you should strive to improve your skills regarding these animations the most. With that being said, take out your notepad and get ready to take some notes. Let's start off with walk cycles, the easiest animations, and also the first things players will notice in games. It's important to know how to make a good walk cycle. The better it looks and feels, the better the player will feel just by holding W, immersing them in the game. Walk cycles usually have 5 stages: contact, down, passing pose, up, and then contact again. Most animators will combine the passing pose with the up pose and just add in betweens to smoothen it out. Even then, walk cycles can still look and feel amazing. The hands should keep a circular motion, avoid making them shaky, and check out your animations from all angles. Remember, this is a 3D animation. In the contact pose, legs should be pointed out, not bended too much, unless you're going for that scaredy cat type walk. Head should face forwards. Maybe you can give it a little jiggle during the contact pose and passing pose to make it feel a little more alive. Back should be overall straight, but not too straight. That's about it for the basics of walk cycles. You don't have to follow these rules when making walk animations for all things. For example, if you were to make a walk animation for a malfunctioning robot, you could shake the hands during the passing pose to give it that robotic feeling. If you were to animate a sad guy walking, you would rotate his head to face the floor, back would be hunched over, and hands would move lightly and slower than usual. If you were to animate a confident guy walking, you would straighten his back, head would face towards the sky, and hands would move with power, distanced from the torso. In conclusion, arms should have a circular motion, legs should be pointed out during the contact pose, head facing forwards, and torso should be kept straight, but not overly straight. If you're unsure how to properly pose your dummy, you can try doing what you want to animate in real life, or watch other animations, or understand basic anatomy to get an idea of how far your body can actually bend and stretch. Of course, cartoonish animations will always break the anatomy rule, bending the body parts, or breaking the bones, to add more expression to a character, is a great way to make animations feel more smooth and clean. This is one of the 12 principles of animation, exaggeration. But I will not go over that in this video. We've covered walk cycles, now let's move on to run cycles. Run cycles are essentially the exact same thing as walk cycles, but with a little more twist. Running animations are fast, and they have many different styles. Run cycles can be cartoonish, realistic, and long-gapped. All of these styles can be achieved by simply modifying the length of the keyframes. The cartoonish run will be very low during the down pose, but very high during the up pose. Exaggeration plays a game in this one. The realistic run cycle gets slightly lower during the down pose, and there are no keyframes for the lower torso and the up pose, leaving it to rise back to the height of the contact pose. The long gapped is exactly like the realistic run cycle, except there is a larger space in the timeline in between the up keyframe and contact keyframe. It's best to follow these run cycle and walk cycle images made by the chat downbird in the Moon Discord, as you can understand them and memorize them way quicker. Here's a pro tip: in between the contact and the down pose, add a keyframe where the foot is straightened out. This will make the impact feel way smoother, and it can lead to some amazing footwork. Now let's jump over to jump cycles, no pun intended. Essentially what you're gonna have to do is begin from an idle pose, then add in a pose where the dumbest torso moves forwards to indicate more power. Then you can move the legs and arms correspondingly. Legs will widen out, go forward slightly, and arms will rise slowly. Feel free to add in betweens to modify how the jump animation looks. Warning: do not, under any circumstance, move the dummy up or down. Leave it at the same height as the idle animation, or else you might end up with something like this in your game. Lastly, we have punches. Punches are slightly advanced, but you'll get used to them. First you begin with your idle, then you add in a wind up, and then you add 2 attack poses. One where the torso moves first and the hand follows behind. The other is when the hand fully extends forwards, and the other 2 poses are rest poses. Alright, now that you have made any of these animations, I can teach you how to export them into Roblox. I'm going to assume you have already installed the Roblox Blender add-in for Blender, so I will just skip to downloading the Roblox Blender Animations plugin. Just search up Roblox Blender in the plugins tab and download it from there. After you've installed it, import a rig into Roblox Studio, then open the plugin and select your rig. Now you have this GUI. Go back to Blender, click this small arrow and select RBX animations. After that press export animation. Now go back to Roblox Studio, click import animation, and then press Ctrl V on your keyboard to paste your animation in. Now you can modify and play around with the properties. Enable loop if it's a walk cycle, run cycle, fall animation, or an idle animation. You can change your animation type depending on what animation you made. I'm not sure how important that is, but you can mess around with that if you want. Now, hit export animation, name your animation whatever you want, and click publish. Congratulations, you have uploaded your first ever animation on Roblox Studio. I'm so proud of you. It's like watching my baby take his first steps. Seriously, good job on making it this far, but you've still got a long way to go. By the way, Merry Christmas everyone. I hope everyone enjoys the Christmas spirit with their families and has a fun time together.